I don't know. Am I going? I think I'm going. Hey, good morning. I False start this morning. I thought I put the wrong title on this. I thought I put February 21st on it, but I did put the right title on it, and then I went back and put the right title on it again. Well, welcome to church, everybody. Um, oh, now I got the YouTube going too. I gotta get rid of that. There we go. It's really hard to talk when you hear yourself talking about 20 seconds in the past. Where were we? Yes. Well, hi everybody. It's time for church. If you haven't already done so, look around your kitchen to see if you've got something you can use for communion, some grape juice or some wine or whatever it is, and some kind of carbohydrate like substance for the bread. That'd be terrific. And because we're going to celebrate communion today. Um, We've also got, this service this week is a little bit more, a little bit more to it than last week. Last week, honestly, I was in a little bit of the doldrums of winter and I guess Lent and all of that. And I thought, well, I'm just going to make a very simple service, and I'm kind of glad I did, because it was a nice way to, sort of, I don't know, step back a little bit from all the creative processes that go into this. But this week, I don't know, I just seem to have a whole lot more energy. So yeah, we got more to it this week. I got a lay reader this week. Kim Peppers is going to be our lay reader, or was our lay reader, and will be in a few minutes. So you will see that. And Angela is back to sing, and I can't tell you how much of a nice feeling it is to have Angela sing for us. And of course, Paul's in the sanctuary again after having a couple of weeks off to kind of recover from his skin surgery. So that's great. This coming week, I got some special guests to be our lay readers. Special guests. They're very special to me, and they're going to be there. They say they are. So let's hope that holds. Probably will. So Wednesday night, we'll gather at the church with our special lay reading troop, because there'll be more than one, and it's almost become habit to have Angela in to sing, which is a nice feeling. So I don't want to presume too much on her time, but holy smokes, if she could be back this week too, that'd be terrific. So yeah, so this coming Sunday is Lent 3. The service that is upcoming in a few minutes is Lent 2, and I don't know. I like I said last week, I was just in a funk. I was in a real funk, and I had a hard time shaking it. And I thought, well, what do you do with that? Like, because there are some Sundays, and this may surprise you, when I come to church and I'm just, I'm not feeling my best, or I'm in a bit of a cranky mood, or whatever. And you get up there and you got the responsibility, to kind of exude a certain amount of hopefulness and I think joy. And often, the old saying is fake it till you make it. I mean, often that's true. Psychologists will tell you that if you smile or even pretend to laugh, your mood will be elevated. Now, is that faking it, or is that employing methods to bring about joy? So that's what I do sometimes for church, is I'll get in there and I'll be like, until I really start feeling it, and then I get into it. Some Sundays, you really are faking it. And just like all of us do, just like all of you do, all of you do it. All of you, at least at some point in your life, have found yourself just not feeling the way that you wanna, or you're cranky or angry, and you just make your way through it. You go along to get along, and all that kind of stuff. Well, some Sundays are like that, and but last Sunday, I was just feeling down. So that's what the sermon was about. It kind of reflected that, I think, and I got a few feedback from that, good stuff. So but this week I don't know, I was just in a good mood. I tried my hand at baking pies, and whenever I engage a new hobby, that external act of creativity feels good inside. So I made apple pie last Sunday from scratch, mind you, peeled the apples myself, brown sugar, cornstarch, cinnamon, I put pumpkin spice in it, which maybe somewhat controversial. I don't believe it was detected by my family, but I did that. Rolled out the pastry myself. The pastry actually kind of separated from itself, so the bottom and the top were kind of like, it looked like a disc that was kind of floating on top of it. I learned that what you have to do is, well, first of all, I had to make everything bigger, and put some water around the circumference of the bottom piece of pastry so that the top will adhere better to it. So I will do that this week, because this week I'm making blueberry pie. That's our favorite in this house, blueberry pie. I've got my blueberries. I got all my ingredients. I'm going to make it because I miss pie. I was talking to a friend of mine, an Anglican friend of mine from Montreal, and she's an avid baker, and we were just sort of joking back and forth, and so I said to her, she's a priest actually, and I said to her, the church's strategic pie reserves have been depleted, and after the panic and despair had abated, I decided to take control of the situation and start making pies. I really want to get back to pies in our church, not just because it's a great fundraiser, but because it's just that whole idea of sharing something good and wonderful. And it was very popular. So I know our pie ladies, as we call them, have indicated that they're retiring from that particular ministry. But that doesn't mean that Rothwell has to, stop doing it. So I don't know. Maybe we'll propose like quarterly we'll get together, even if it's in the evening or off site, and we'll make pies and we'll freeze pies and we'll figure out just how we can share the pies when and if we get back together. Not if, when, in the fall. What time is it anyway? 10:25. So I really would like to resurrect the pie thing. So I'm practicing myself so I could become a better pieman. And my son Aiden, he loves to cook and bake, so he wants in. He's been asking all along, when do I get to start making pies? I'm actually rumors got out there in my extended family that there was a mistake made when I said, "Oh, I'm making pie." One of my children got it in their head that I'm making pie for the whole church. I wasn't. I would never presume to. Not yet, anyway. So so I got a message saying, "Hey, Mom wants a bunch of pies." I'm like, "Well, that's going to take some doing." So, but then we straightened it out. It was just me for now. So, all that to say, is it just sort of took a conscious effort to lift myself out of wherever I was, and not everybody can do that. Mental health is such a big deal. But in my particular circumstance last week, just not feeling it until I started, doing stuff that was constructive, creative, that stuff that I know that brings me happiness and joy. And, lo and behold, spirits followed and started feeling better. So yeah, I think that's reflected in this week's worship, and you'll see. And as far as announcements go, we don't have a whole lot. That really pains me because we should be, this is card party time. We get together and we play cards and have our games day. This is that time of year, and like I mentioned, we missed the pancake supper and just all those little social things. We're missing them. So, but I don't know. I took a look at the long range weather report. We're just a few weeks away from springing. Supposed to be 4 degrees Celsius today with some rain later on. So that's going to melt a lot of this stuff. And, just like looking forward, we're only 2 or 3 weeks away from it being above zero all the time until the fall. That's not such a bad thing. Like I'm really looking forward to it, especially this year. I'm really looking forward to getting back to my early morning walks. Taking some photos of nature. Again, that's another conscious activity that pulls my spirits up. And so I want to start doing some more of that photo taking, because that just, I don't know, it just makes me feel good. So I don't know, I'm looking into some equipment to do that. And one thing I did see this week that really, really was like a jolt of freshness was Tim Tierney had posted some photos of the mass inoculation sites that they are already building in Ottawa for us to go and get vaccinated. And I choose to believe that once the vaccines and once the supply chain is completely figured out, and I think we're going to be really good shape to start getting jabs in arms, and these mass inoculation sites are going to, I think they're going to work. I mean, if my flu shot was any indication this year, it's going to be good, and we're going to be able to go online and make a time for ourselves and just go down there and get the jab, and we'll be in and out of there in 30 minutes. And then 2 weeks later, we'll go back and we'll get the booster. And you know what? I choose to believe that that's going to happen by September, that we're all going to be inoculated by September. And the story is going to be is, my goodness, how efficient was that? That was so efficient. My goodness. And isn't it great that we could be back together? Maybe we'll still be wearing masks, and maybe we'll have to modify a few things, but you know what? We're going to be back in September. So we got to hold on. Let's hold on till then, watch for the signs, and just continue that Christian hope that things will be all right. Anyway, it's 10:29. It's time to end this and head over to the YouTube stream so that we can watch. I made this open to other people, but nobody joined me because I only made it open to people about 2 minutes before I started. So I'm going to zip on over to the other stream. I'm going to watch it along with you. And what I do really love is the comments on the side as we go along. People make their little comments, and sometimes they make big comments. And it's just nice to have that sort of live kind of interaction type sort of thing happening. So go ahead and do that. Don't feel like you're interrupting. Just go put something in. And that way we can sort of feel like we're engaged. All right, 10:30. Goodbye. And we'll see you for coffee time